Titan's Return was a pretty cool line of figures. Terrible show, but the toys were great. It was pretty awesome seeing all the Headmaster characters back again, and although I didn't buy everything from this line, I invested quite a bit and am excited to show off my top 10 to all of you. So what do you say we move past the pleasantries and take this list head on? Originally an Action Master, I suspect Croc was chosen along with a few others because of his stint in IDW Comics. But, in the end, I don't really care what reason they have. This is a fun figure. In my opinion, he wears the mold better than Skullcruncher. The colors just work and make the figure really stand out on the shelf. It is a shame that the plastic is pretty thin, and his joints were a bit too loose from the get-go, but I still like this figure. As a member of Triple M, Croc may not like to transform, but he can, and he looks fantastic in his beast mode, ready to chomp any Autobots in his path. I've always had a soft spot for Chrome Dome. I liked his brief part in the Rebirth, and I've enjoyed voicing him in various Headmaster fan-dub projects. But it's his IDW portrayal that's probably my favorite iteration of the character. So getting a new toy for him was pretty high on my list. Titan's Return Chrome Dome is a pretty fun figure. He's not perfect, but he is a fantastic update to the original design. His vehicle mode is a wonderful futuristic Autobot car, and his Titan Master head looks awesome in the driver's seat. He's also got the honor of being one of the few toys I bought a second of in his retro packaging, just because it looked so cool on display. I'm always down for new cassettes, especially the Autobot cassette characters, and this is a pretty cool take on Rewind. I love how he's both tiny, but also a little bulked up, like a Rewind who's hit the gym and is ready to throw down when needed. His alt modes are interesting, with a new data tablet mode complete with a stylus, but he also can turn into an adorable little tank that, as silly as it is, I kinda dig. Hardhead is one of my favorite figures in the line to just transform back and forth, and he's possibly one of the best suited for the Titan Master gimmick. His vehicle mode offers a lot of play value for the Little Masters, as it's basically a mini playset on its own. With a cockpit for the driver and a fold-out seat on his cannon, he just looks fantastic in both modes and is a ton of fun to mess around with. Trigger Happy makes me happy. A mold so good with one of the cleverest transformations in the line. It was reused for a few other figures, and rightly so, because it just worked perfectly. His robot mode looks amazing, but it's his alt mode that takes the cake, with those fantastic swing-out cannons. So many figures in this line had stellar transformations, and Brainstorm was definitely one of them. While his arms do get a little hindered in movement, I really can't help but love this guy's look. His colors stand out with the awesome teal and shock of yellow on his mouthplate. He's easily my favorite new take on the original Autobot Headmasters. I don't have much else to say about Mindwipe that I haven't already. He's just so freaking cool. A great look for a cool character with one of the most underused alt modes in Transformers. A couple of you commented on his Spotlight video that he's a bit of a time bomb because of his joints in his wings. Thankfully, so far, I haven't had any issues with this figure, but we'll see what the future brings. Another great example of repurposing a design to make another fantastic figure. Misfire was anything but a misfire for the toy line. He's a joy to transform, and like a lot of the Titan's Return line, he's just a great mini playset with his Titan Master head. I love this kind of nonsense, and if you happen to have the Siege version of Aimless, reuniting these two for the toy shelf is just that much cooler. Speaking of stellar transformations, I have a love-hate relationship with Topspin. Honestly, he's an amazing figure, and it still blows my mind that a Jumpstarter of all characters could be this good. The hate comes in two fronts. One, I was gifted this figure by a friend to bribe me to go see Transformers The Last Night in theaters with him. Somehow we're still friends. And two, I never did find a Twin Twist to go with him. And as anyone who collects anything knows, when you get one character that's part of a subgroup, you kinda need the whole set, or it will drive you insane. Thankfully, I did obtain the Diaclone-colored Wreckers version more recently, but it's just not the same. Topspin is incredible, though! I think at this point, I've established my love for the Japanese characters, so you can imagine that when Overlord was announced for Titan's Return, I was a bit giddy. While I was a bit disappointed that they went with his G1 design over the IDW one, I will freely admit, I still love this figure. It is so much fun to pose, looking perfectly intimidating in his robot mode, and with a few third-party add-ons, I've made him a bit more to my liking. The vehicle modes are fantastic, and I love the simplicity of his transformation, as it gets to the fun quickly and efficiently. The base mode isn't terrible either. Just overall, Overlord is a fantastic addition to anyone's collection. And there you have my top 10 Titan's Return figures. For a fan of Season 3 and beyond, this was a hell of a line and a welcome change to the constant rehashing of G1 Season 1 cast. But what was your favorite release from the Titan's Return toy line? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this list, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. But for now, thanks for watching, and stay happy.